So Brian has sandblasting parts for the CUDA that he's working on, but right now the sandblaster machine is down, and if that thing is down, like productivity around here and it's the way it flows and gets done, it's like non-existent, because that thing, it makes parts look brand new like instantly. So we're gonna go with him into the mud room where Michael works, and he's gonna use like it's like one without a machine. I've never really seen it before, but we're gonna see how that works, and yeah, hopefully it does him some justice.
So do you try to recover the sand or what?
Huh?
You guys, are you trying to recover the sand or just sweep it up or what?
It just kind of depends on what you're doing with that.
I gotcha.
Yeah, like generally if I'm in like one of my areas over here, I sweep up before and then I'll sandblast and then back out and use it.
So you like to go over here maybe? Is that what you like to do? Or you like
No, I just do it wherever because I gotta hit random parts all over the car. Yeah. So you can sandblast in here, I don't care.
Oh, you don't? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How's it looking?
Not very good. Really not doing a good job yet.
Damn. Oh, look who it is.
Not really shit.
Welcome to my life.
Shit on your face. You want to suck all this shit down your lungs?
Will loves it.
Who loves sucking stuff? So the sandblasting that Brian was doing, it just was not working. Like he was there for probably a good, 10, 15 minutes just trying to clean one part, and it wasn't changing at all. And the sandblaster was down for most of the day. So he did end up getting the parts cleaned, but it did take like another full day just waiting because our sandblaster has been a pain in the ass. Now Brody is about to prime parts for the, I believe it's a Charger that he's working on. I could be wrong, but he's about to primer the parts, so we're gonna go check out what he's doing and yeah, go from there. Oh, also, I got a haircut in case you guys didn't notice. So we're looking good now. Okay. So that's just straight primer.
Yeah, it will be.
Do you mix it with anything?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's crazy.
That'd be thick.
Yeah, like way thick.
I don't even think the gun size would be able to handle it. I suck at math, but let they read fractions.
Oh, that's good.
For the most part. So I'm getting ready to do the priming work for the underside of the door, the hood, or the trunk, the hood, and the two doors. I'm priming them so we can sand them out, make sure they're all nice and flat for when they go into their car. It's gonna look a lot better when there's paint on them at some point. Gotcha. That's my plan.
Cool deal. I'm getting out because that stuff oversprays like really bad, and I don't want to get caught in it, so we can just watch it from here. Yeah, so if you guys remember like those cars in the tents, they all kind of look like this. So all of them will get this before they're like fully painted. It's pretty sweet, but yeah, I'm not trying to get that stuff all over my clothes. Not for me. In the comments below, comment who you think's better. Brody or, old Will. Old Willie boy. So after that coat of primer that Brody did, he now has to wait for that to dry, and then he has to do like another 2 to 3 coats until it's like fully done, finished, and then he can, paint it. While he's waiting for that to dry, we are now gonna meet up with Maya, and she's gonna show us like some of the equipment that we use for the show, And I think like the main focus is a drone that she's setting up, because we are gonna do drone shots for a car later on, just not yet. So she's setting it up. So we'll go check that out.
So right now I'm checking propellers, making sure that they're not loose and that they're secure. Because that's the last thing that you want, is a propeller flying off when you're flying the drone.
Oh God. Yeah, that would actually be terrible.
Yeah, and they just lock on real easy like that. Checking the battery, super important, but also really easy to forget. But if it swells at all and you keep using it, it will explode.
Like actually?
Actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, really. That's something that they remind you to do as you're renewing your license. You have to renew it every 2 years.
Hey, Doug.
Peace, brother.
Now I'm checking the gimbal. Basically, I'm just making sure that there's not a lot of struggle or resistance in any way, and that when I tilt it one way, it stays there and doesn't just flop back down.
It'll stay there when it flies too?
Yeah, it will. So whatever position I move the gimbal into, up or down using this, it will stay until I move it again.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, when I first started here, I was actually hired to do audio, and then they needed a second drone operator, and so they paid for me to get my license.
You need a license to do this?
Yeah, professionally.
Whoa.
To get paid to do it, you have to have a license.
Is that like-
Otherwise, it's recreational.
So is that like those videos, like how like the real estate agents will have those
Yes.
drones? So those are like professional.
Yeah. And they probably have to have insurance too, since they're flying inside like such nice houses.
That does make sense.
Yeah. So I connect to Wi-Fi. Already connected, that's great. It's gonna automatically disconnect whenever I'm flying, because I don't need it. But right now I'm just checking for updates.
Gotcha.
That's just the aircraft firmware, and then this one is the safety updates. And they're both good.
So now we're about to do Dylan's lit. Basically for the rest of this video, it's gonna be mostly lit interviews, and you guys are gonna kind of see how we run those. There is a script, and I know you guys are thinking like,
well, if there's a script, like it's gotta be fake.
it's not fake. Problem is, talking in front of a camera is super nerve-wracking, whether there's, a camera crew around, nobody around. What I'm doing right now, it takes a lot of practice, and it is not an easy thing to do. So we write a script out just because it kind of gives a basis for somebody on, like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this, I'm gonna talk about this, so they don't stutter all the time or mix up their words. Kind of how I do sometimes in videos, because, I don't have a script. I'm just talking to you guys. So we're gonna do Dylan's lit, then Mark will do his, and then Will do his. And yeah, that'll basically be it. So let's check it out.
What he's gonna be saying today.
This one here?
Yep, this one in yellow.
All right, cool deal.
The tape goes below the knot or above the knot?
Below the knot.
Because the knot's there to keep this from getting too.
Setting up for Dylan's lit interview right now.
So often
If I kick you in the nuts, you're going down.
well, yeah, so is everybody.
I don't care how old you are, you make a grown man like a little baby. Those nuts get all up in your
Right, but
stomach.
that's a universal thing. It's not just me.
You don't want to eat for a month. You're sick of your stomach. You have the screaming scooters.
That's one way of looking at it, I guess.
It's the only way to look at it.
Ready and rolling. So can we get a slate from you? And 10 seconds of room tone. All right, you are good.
So when I first started, my dad warned me right off the rip that Mark would give me some crazy, just outlandish, whether it be insults or threats to get a point across. I never really understood that until today.
Perfect. The stuff he's talking about, I don't even know what half of it means, but whatever it is, it isn't good.
Half the things he says I never really understand, whether it be it's from a movie or just stuff he comes up with. I just never.
We've got an animal. We have an animal. We have an animal loose.
I don't think it's that bad.
Okay, great. Let's try it again.
Okay. Oh, what did I say?
I am going to be very diligent about these tools, I promise you.
I can promise you right now that I will do my due diligence and be very, very careful with each and every tool that is on this card.
Perfect.
That was really good.
That
We
was-
had Michael walking in the background just during one of those lines.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you got her?
Cool. That was it.
Okay, great.
Cut.
Ma'am? Thank you. Okay.
Good job, Dylan.
Right on. He is good.
Future award winner here.
Award
Future
winner.
Oscar winner.
Oscar, you know, man, that would be,
Future movie maker director right here. Another director, boom. Got greatness in this building, guys.
this guy.
Right now, Mark's about to do his lit interview, so we're gonna go see their setup and kind of where they're at with that. And yeah, let's go do it.
So Hunter, if you actually want to be his eye line,
Yeah, for sure.
you can stand right around here in front of us.
Sweet. Thank you.
Of course.
Can you still hear him beeping? We're good? We have got a really cool car. Finally getting close to done. It will be done in this episode, we hope. We have got a super cool, very, very rare car that's been here way too long, ready to be finished. It's that close to it. This is our 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. Remember, folks, Hemi Cuda was a model on its own, whereas a Cuda 446 barrel, Cuda 383, they were models too. A Hemi Cuda was also its own model. Body panel on it. This one clearly was a black body panel, which is factory for your Cuda cars. That was just one of many things. Also, the fact that it's an automatic and Sox and Martin were known as the 4-speed guys, none of that added up. So at the end of the day, we know we have a real 70 Hemi Cuda automatic EW1 painted blue roof. Still the only one in the world that I've ever seen like it.
This is really redundant, but did you want to say that you can still knock a lung loose?
Sure.
Cool.
I'm bad, dude. I'm nationwide. Isn't that a song? I'm bad, I'm nationwide. You know that, audio guy. I knock a lung loose. You know, it ain't nothing for me to whoop a man's ass. And I'll open a 55-gallon drum and pour it all over you. You got that, camera boy? Huh? You want some of this? I'll give you all you can handle. Yeah, better run.
Sweet. Nick, did that cause any sound interference? Okay, then we're good. Let's cut. Can we get a slate from you, Will? And then can we get 10 seconds of room tone? All right, you're good.
So after Mark and Tony came to the decision on the Cuda that it was, after Mark and Tony made their decision on the Cuda, it was my turn to take over.
After Mark and Tony came to the decision on the Cuda, it was finally my turn to take over.
And Michael does a great job. Been here for quite a few years now. It's really come to be great at what he does, blah, blah, blah. Used to be we had to primer and block every car 2 or 3 times to get it flat. I'm almost one and done anymore, in your own words.
Michael is truly the best mud guy we've ever had here. He's been here for a number of years now. But in years past, we'd have to prime and block a car 2 to 3 times to get it perfect. With Michael, it's a one and done deal, and we're good to go.
Do you mind taking a small scooch to your left, Marcus?
Me?
Yep.
To my left?
Yes. Perfect. Just to kind of match up better with that X that I planted there for that island.
So I was straddling the X.
You were kind of a little bit to the right.
You sure about that?
I am.
You sure about that?
I am.
You sure about that 5 minutes? You sure about that 5 minutes? Name of the movie?
I have no clue.
You sure about that 5 minutes? Are we to believe that water soaks into a grit faster on your stove?
My cousin Vinny?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now we're going.
Good movie.
I'll be over here for you. All right. Regardless of Mark's best efforts, I did get the top painted and it came out beautiful. In spite of, is it in spite or despite? Is it despite?
Despite.
I would say despite.
Despite Mark's best efforts, I got the top painted and it came out beautiful.
Despite Mark's best efforts, I was able to get the roof painted and it came out beautiful.
Well guys, that's another, day at Graveyard Carz, a little behind the scenes for you guys again. If you want to see more videos like this, please let us know. We will keep, making these, because if you guys don't like them, we're not gonna make them, because duh. But want to say thank you guys for all the support on, all of the social media platforms and our YouTube. We appreciate you guys, and we appreciate you for following the show for so long and just supporting all of us. So thanks again, and yeah, if you want to see more, make sure you like it up. See you guys.
Hey everybody, Will Scott, #1 painter here from Graveyard Carz. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you go in, like it, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now I'm gonna get back to painting.